Part 2. The basement door never stayed shut. Welcome back to YBR Nightmare Chronicles, where the things that go bump in the night don't always leave when you turn on the lights. Previously on YBR Nightmare Chronicles, LaToya Ammons and her family moved into 3860 Carolina Street, Gary, Indiana, unaware that the house was already claimed. Flies swarmed in winter, footsteps echoed from the basement, and whispers mocked their prayers. The children changed. One began speaking to an unseen shadow man. Another walked up a hospital wall in front of stunned medical staff. A priest stepped in, but the evil hadn't even begun to show its full face. Story continues: the basement. That's where it all led. That's where it all began. From the moment LaToya entered that house, she felt it pulling her downward. There was a smell, not rot, not mold, but old, wet earth, like a grave that had been disturbed. The wooden door creaked like a warning every time they opened it, and yet no matter how many times they shut it, it never stayed closed. Father Maginot returned to the house for an inspection. He brought holy oil, salt, and prayers, but the moment his feet touched the basement floor, a shadow rushed across the wall. No shape, no form, just darkness that moved like it was alive. He ordered the floor investigated. A section of concrete was loose, brittle. LaToya and Rosa helped him dig. Underneath the slab, they found a pit of dirt, several feet deep. And inside it? No one speaks of it clearly. Children's socks, a woman's press-on nail, a small, burned crucifix, and a pentagram etched into a stone. Something had been done there. A ritual, a binding, or worse, an opening. From that day on, whatever haunted the family began to move freely between the basement and the upper floors. The kids wouldn't go near it. Rosa refused to speak its name. One night, LaToya awoke to the sound of chains. She thought it was a dream, until she looked toward the basement door. It was open, gently swinging. At its base, drag marks trailed from the floor toward the hallway, as though something had been pulled up from beneath. The youngest boy was missing from his bed. They found him in the closet again, curled up, silent, eyes wide open. When Rosa touched him, he whispered, "He wants me to stay with him. He said you had your chance." From then on, mirrors cracked randomly throughout the house. Lights blew out. The air smelled like sulfur and burning hair. LaToya began to have dreams of a woman in black, with no face, standing at the top of the basement stairs, her arms always outstretched, waiting. Father Maginot decided it was time. A full exorcism, but not on the house, on LaToya. Whatever had come from the basement was no longer content with lurking in shadows. It was inside her, feeding, watching the world through her eyes. The priest began the rites in the church. Latin chants echoed through the sacred hall. The moment the prayers began, LaToya's body went stiff. Her fingers twisted unnaturally. Her mouth smiled, though her eyes cried. She whispered blasphemies that weren't in her language. And then she began to float, inches off the pew. And she laughed. Not her laugh. Something else. Something with no throat, no lungs. Just void. It took hours. But the moment Father Maginot completed the final prayer, she collapsed. And she didn't wake up for 2 days. But basements aren't just for storage. Some are doors, some are traps. And some are throats waiting to swallow. What lies beneath your feet when you're alone in the dark? This is YBR Nightmare Chronicles, where horror isn't made up. It's just waiting to be retold. Like what you heard? Then like this video, leave a comment and share it with someone who doesn't believe. Subscribe to stay in the dark with us, and hit the bell icon, because some stories don't stay buried. Next time on part 3, the possession that followed home. You can move houses. You can burn the floor, but what do you do when the thing you fear most doesn't live in the walls? It lives in you.